it has certainly been a difficult time for many of the media companies, and Disney really getting a double whammy. Let's go right out west in Los Angeles to Julia Boorstin to talk about some tough more news for Disney and furloughs. Julia.
Brian, that's right. Disney is the first of the media giants to announce they will be furloughing workers, and not just at its theme parks, which are currently shut down, but across various divisions at the company. Now, Disney shares are off about 30% so far this year, while Comcast shares are down 18%, at&t shares down 23%. Now, all three of these media giants are struggling with similar things, including the shuttering of film production and movie theaters, plus the cessation of all live sports right now. But Disney is unique in the weight of its theme parks, which is the business that could be the last to bounce back. The parks division generated over a third of Disney's revenue last year. Now, in contrast, Comcast parks are 5.4% of its annual revenue, and at&t doesn't have any parks. Plus, it just took out another $5.5 billion loan. Now, while Disney doesn't offer mobile or broadband, those services, which are more in demand right now, were 18% of Comcast's revenue last year and 44% of at&t's revenue last year. And that doesn't include either of those companies' enterprise businesses. Now, back to Disney's furloughs, which are scheduled to start on April 19th. A source close to the situation tells me that understanding the cash flow limitations that Disney will be facing, senior executives willingly accepted pay cuts, but they were frustrated that those pay cuts did not delay the start of furloughs. Brian, back over to you.
You know, Julie, we talked so much about Disney Plus when it came out, had a lot of hype. Obviously, sort of streaming is all the rage because that's kind of what we're doing, and we'll talk about Netflix in a moment. Why isn't Disney Plus getting a little more love here on the investment side? Is it simply because it's a minuscule part of their business?
Well, look, Disney Plus is a relatively small part of the business. It is going to be an increasingly important part of the business going forward. So that is a good point. But right now, Disney Plus is in investment mode. They're investing in content, they're investing in marketing, and they're still just rolling it out internationally. They just recently launched in France, having rolled out elsewhere in Europe just late last month. So this is a young business for Disney, and it will take a while for Disney Plus to really get to scale. Yeah. But Disney Plus is certainly a bright spot. All of these companies focusing on that streaming direct-to-consumer business. Remember, at&t owns HBO, which will be introducing HBO Max, scheduled to start in May. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, interesting timing there. Julia Boorstin, good to see you. Thank you very much, Julia. Karen, I mean, the thing about Disney, and maybe not the parks, because people might still want to be isolated when we sort of loosen up, whenever that might be. But, man, I could see the ESPN side of the business snapping back very quickly, because when we do get live sports back on TV, maybe it won't have fans. The demand and the hunger is going to be huge.
Well, I don't know. Is a game that's played, for example, baseball, if the stories are true, they're going to play to an empty stadium. I don't know. I guess if you're a huge sports fan, you'll watch it anyway. I feel like the fans are so much a part of it. But I mean, poor Disney, everything they have, from cruises to parks to movies that come out in theaters. Nobody wants to be in the theater anymore. And the bounce back in the stock has been enormous. So I actually wouldn't chase it right here. I think that it deserves a premium valuation, but I think in this world right now, it has kind of a premium valuation.
Do you sell it, Karen, if you own it? Do you sell it if you own it, or do you just not buy it?
I think not. If you're a really long-term investor, then you probably hold it. But if you were lucky enough or smart enough to buy it when it was in the 80s, which was only, I guess, 2 weeks ago, then I would sell it.
Okay, Karen, thank you very much.